you struggling trying to figure out how to build deck stairs? Well, I'm going to show you my step-by-step method how to take your measurements, how to pour a slab, and how to cut your stringers to make sure everything lines up and fits correctly. And I'll show you how to do this so you can do it at home and visualize it before you even start building them. So if you want to figure out how to do that with me today, then come along on this journey and I'll teach you.
In the first deck video, we removed the old rotted wood from the deck and also removed the stairs. Then we fixed up the deck frame, added composite decking boards, and then we added new vinyl railing. But now we're missing the stairs, so let's build some. Let's get a rise and run. First, we're going to take the rough measurements. Then we're going to calculate the rise and run, and then we're going to visualize the stairs. Stick around for that. First, we'll take the measurements from the top board of the deck to the ground. If your ground is not level, you need to take the measurements from the top of the deck to the top of where the slab will be, or the ground where your stairs will sit. You may have to use a long level to extend past the top of the deck to above the slab, then take the measurement from that down to the slab. Now we need to take the measurements from the deck edge to the edge of the slab, or max distance your stairs can extend. This number will vary depending on your desired tread size. We can now take our measurements and plug them into the deck stair calculator. This is the easiest method, but you can also do the math yourself. Plug in 61 inches for the rise and 1 inch for the thickness of the tread board. Then change the step height to 7 1/4. The step height will be 7 5/8. We want our top step to be below the deck. If you're doing the math without the calculator, take your total rise and divide it by a number between 7 and 8. This will give you the number of stairs you'll need. Then take the number you get and divide that number into the total rise. That will give you the actual measurement of the rise. You may have to play around with the numbers to make them work for you. Okay, let's visualize our stairs. Why are we going to model them up in Sketchup? Well, it only takes a couple minutes of time and it'll show us a visual representation to see if they're too steep or they're awkward looking. So I start out by making the back box, which represents the deck edge. Then we make the ground, which represents the height of the concrete slab I plan to add. Then we measure down the distance of the rise, which is 7 5/8. From there, we can make a series of boxes which will represent the treads. 7 5/8 rise and 10 1/2 inch run. Use the move tool with control to make copies of the blocks. Grab the blocks by the top left corner so you can pull them down and snap them to the previous blocks. Keep going until you complete the stairs. How do they look? They don't look wonky or weird to me, so we can move on. So now we're going to add the back riser. Once the riser is done, we'll start making the stair treads. This is the decking board. So I'm going to make it above, and then I'm going to drag copies of it down onto the stair tread. This will just give me an idea of what it'll look like when it's done. These composite decking boards are 5 1/4 wide by 1 inch. So you can see there is a little bit of an overhang, but it's not very much. Alright, now that we know the stairs are going to work out and they look correct, we're going to move on to cutting the stringers.
The next step on building your steps is going to be to make a template. So I made a template here out of a 2x material, but I made this side 7 5/8. And this side 10 1/2. So this will be my rise. This will be my run. So this is the tread side, and this is how much it climbs each time. So once you have your template made, you can lay it out on your 2x12. On the first step, I'm going to have a run, so it'll be the tread side, so the 10 1/2. So there's two ways to do this. You can either take the corner from the rise and put it on here, make a line straight back, or you can start with the run. That way it'll, if you have limited space on your board and you want to make sure that you're not, going to run out of space at the end, you can start with the run. I've already laid this one out, but if you were starting from scratch, you'd want to line up this corner. So this is the rise, this is the run, this is where they meet. You want to line up this corner with the edge of the board, and then make sure this side is flush. Then you just go ahead, draw your line, and then this angle here straight, this is all cut off. So you could do this with your pattern and draw a line. Then once you have the first tread started, you can just go on from there and make your pattern the whole way down the 2x12. So just lining up the corner with in this side and just drawing your template. And moving down. And so forth till you get to the end. So this, I like to mark the cutout area so I don't accidentally cut it from the other side. So this will be the top step, and that'll be the bottom. And I'll show you what to do when you get to the bottom. So we already calculated our stairs and how many treads we need. So we need 7 treads. So when you get to the 7th one, I'll show you. This area here, this is going to be, so this is the next tread. This tread is actually the ground, or whatever you're laying your stairs down to. So a slab or gravel or just the grass. So you'll just carry this tread on, because this is the ground. We'll carry it straight over. So what I did was I just took this and traced it straight over, which left me that. And then you're going to want to take 1 inch, whatever size your material is that's on the treads. So my Trex is 1 inch thick. You're going to want to take that amount off the bottom of your stairs. So this is 1 inch. So I'm going to want to cut this. So this area needs cut out also. Make sense? All right, let's get to cutting. So I just want to explain what I'm going to do first. I'm going to cut this across, and I'm going to go up to the top, cut this across. And then before I cut any of these treads out, I'm going to go up to the deck. I'm going to make sure that that's the right angle to go from the side of the deck down to the slab that we're sitting it on. So that way I don't cut all these out and mess up a whole board for nothing, whenever I can check it by looking at the top and the bottom. And if that's not right, then I can keep this for, you know, filling in and blocking. All right, I think it turned out great. This will be the first step, or when you come off the deck here, and you'll step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps, and then the 8th step will be the ground. 8 and all right. That's basically what it's gonna be like. This is the tread, 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 tread down. The rise looks good. Now we need to cut that out and cut 3 more. We're gonna have 4 12 inches on center, and then we can need to probably pour slab here for the bottom. But yeah, let's get it.
So now you see I cut out the rest of the treads. I used my circular saw, and then once I was done, I tried my jigsaw, but my battery died. So I grabbed my pull saw and cut the rest of them out.
Okay, so for the next riser, and I messed up. Okay, for the next stringer, I'm going to trace the one I already cut out onto another 2x12, and I'm going to use my assistant here to trace it. I'm going to give him a Sharpie and trust that he's going to know what to do. He's 7, so if a 7-year-old can do this, you can do this. So we're going to trace this like a pattern. Yep, make sure it marks it, or I won't be able to do it. Good job. So easy a 7-year-old could do it. But he's just not any 7-year-old, he's a professional. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Good job, dude. Yeah, now you gotta do this part too. see how you did. Good job. That's pretty good.
This is easy.
Look, even he can do it, so I know you can do it. All right, I'm gonna put it on a time lapse to do the other two.
Okay.
Well, the boss didn't want to trace anymore, so I finished tracing them out, and then I cut them all and got them ready to go set.
Okay guys, I got all the stringers done, all 4 of them. That was a fun time.
Pouring a slab. Well, dry pouring a slab. I did a video on this a while back, but I'll recap it here for you. This is not a traditional concrete slab pour. The method I used here was a dry pour. I started with a form, which I measured, squared up to the deck. Then I placed the dry concrete in the form and scraped the top. You will then need to edge the concrete to make it look nice and smooth, and follow that up with a stone texture stamp. Then you need to mist the top 2 times in the first hour. Then drench the slab each hour per inch. Lastly, after 24 to 48 hours, remove the forms and mire your work. Hanging the stringers. Since my stringers don't have the first step, even with the top of the deck, I will have to add a header board to hang them on. Make sure the board you add is even with the posts and the width of your stairs. This way you can hang them right to the edge. Next, take your ledger board and secure it with screws. Don't forget to attach your deck side trim. Now that we have a ledger to hang the stringers on, we can begin attaching them. I attached these first with long Spax screws. I came back later and attached the deck stringer straps to hold them on. The previous stairs only had 2 stringers and they were bouncy. I want to prevent bounce this go around. It seems I'm in deep thought. Why haven't you subscribed yet? Go ahead, it's free. I added the 2 middle stringers and secured them with screws. I then checked the spacing to make sure they were evenly spaced. Some were warped, and we will fix that in the next step. I then started to add blocking to help keep the stringers spaced correctly and for extra stability with the stair treads. I used a clamp here to make sure that everything was pulled tight before I put the blocking in. Once the blocking was complete, I moved on to adding the treads. I pre-cut the treads to the same length on my miter saw and started screwing them down. I left a space in the back for the riser board, and you can add the riser first, but I didn't have them all yet.
Hey guys, so I'm laying out my rails here. You can see I put string line. Here, I'll show you this way. So I put the string line on the post on the outside of it, and I brought it down, and then I took the square and held the square up like this, and then I moved the string over to where it was just touching the square, and then I taped it off there, and then to get the position where I need to cut to put the post in, I just took the square and stuck it like this, and I drew a line. But I put these pieces of tape there so whenever I use the oscillating tool, I don't mess anything up. I did the same thing here, because I only have 6-inch rails, or 6-foot rails, so I need to bring them down, have a post there, and then have another post down here. So that's the plan. I did both sides. Now I'm going to cut a hole for the 4x4 to go down in there.
I placed the post on the tread to mark where the hole needs to be cut. I marked this with tape so I don't accidentally scratch the deck board whenever I'm making the cut. I then drilled 4 holes, 1 in each corner, and I came back to cut out the square of the jigsaw. I then placed the 4x4 post into the hole. I did the same thing on the opposite side, and then the halfway point of the stairs I added 2 more posts. So I shimmed the posts so they were plumb, and then I added Spax screws to secure them in place. I added the vinyl post sleeves and their trim, and then I measured down from the top of the post to where I wanted the railing to be mounted. I placed a string line at this location and ran it down to the bottom post in the same spot. I secured that with tape. Using the string line is beneficial to ensure you're mounting the bottom of the rail in the correct location. You can see here I have the bottom rail in line with the string to ensure proper placement. On the next railing, I'll show you how I got my measurements to do the cutting. I hold the rail support in place and mark the angle of the cut. You can see that's the angle. I'm going to go cut that on my miter saw. I made sure I had the picket spaced to an even distance from the post on each side. This helps me from having weird gaps on each end. Once I cut it, I double check the accuracy and then I mount the post. Now I'll take a picket and add it to the bottom rail. I'll use my level to make sure that it's standing up straight and it's not crooked, and then I'll hold the rail mount up and I'll mark the spots where it needs cut. This helps with making sure the top holes are lined up with the picket. Then you can cut it and mount it to the post. Now you can see I worked my way around and did each section one at a time. I repeated this process for all the railing sections till I was done. Now I finally added the riser boards behind the stairs. I could have done this earlier, but in my case I didn't have the boards yet. I added the riser boards and that should be all you have to do. It looks beautiful.
Alright guys, thanks for watching, and that's how you redo your deck. Until next time, keep building stuff. See ya. Hey, what are you guys still doing here? I'm surprised you haven't clicked away already and went to another video. Well, since you're still here, you're in for a treat, because I'm going to take you along to the dump. If you've never been to a landfill, it's pretty fun. So all you got to do is load up all your old lumber on your trailer or truck and see when the hours of the dump are open and take it in. It's exciting, it's fun. I'm going to take you along with the journey. Just click right here and I'll show you my journey to the dump. Stick around and I'll show you.